Hey again, everybody. Today we're going to do a nice, simple, easy, I don't even really want to call it a flow, but just a nice, gentle yoga. So if you're new to yoga, this would be a flow for you. But if you just want something gentler and slower, this could be for you as well. No need for blocks, just a mat to keep from slipping. And we're going to start in a crisscross, just a simple, easy seat. And I would suggest the shin that normally comes in front, swap it, because you're used to always having that same shin in front. So we're going to go a little asymmetrical. Hands are going to rest down on the tops of the thighs. You're going to pull your chest forward so you're sitting up nice and tall. And take a moment to close your eyes. I want you to just be here on your mat for these next few moments, simply just being here. Doing your best to take a step away from the day you've had so far and anything waiting for you. Feel the crown of the head reach towards the ceiling. At the same time, press your sits bones down into the mat. Feel a long spine. Pull your belly button towards your spine so you feel your core start to lock in and engage, but keep breathing. And then we'll build the breath with 3 deep inhales and exhales. So take an inhale to fill the lungs up, feel the lungs expand, the chest may rise, hold all of the air at the top. And then open the mouth and slowly sigh. Let all of the air out until you come to emptiness and pause. And again, fill up. Inhale. Hold that breath at the top. And then sigh it all out. Nice and slow and controlled until there's no more air left. And pause. One more. Inhale. And sigh, exhale. Seal the lips and breathe in and out through the nose for a few rounds. And notice if just those 3 deep rounds of breath allowed you to get a little calmer, a little bit more grounded on your mat. Placing the palms at heart center. This is a mudra, so when the palms are rested at the heart and touching, it's just a sign of gratitude, respect, nothing to do with prayer or anything like that, just bringing things towards symmetry at the body. Tuck your chin towards your chest. If your eyes are still closed, blink them open and find a gaze, a drishti point at your fingertips. Setting the gaze at something that's not moving allows you to keep from a wandering mind. It helps center the body. And then with your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms nice and wide and overhead. Palms may come towards touch, gaze can lift. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to heart center. So controlled movement, big inhale, circling sweep up overhead. And exhale, back to center. Take 2 more of those with your breath. Then we're going to reach the arms up again. Bring the palms towards touch and interlace the fingers. Press the palms to the ceiling and reach the arms nice and long. Gaze is going to shift upward, and I want you to reach the arms up and back as you press the chest forward. So you're getting a little back bend. And then with your next exhale, let's press the arms forward. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel the space in the upper back now. You should not see the arms in your periphery. So if the arms are really low, challenge them to lift higher. And then we'll move with the breath. Inhale, reach up and back. And exhale, tuck and round forward. We've got 3 more rounds. Inhale, exhale. Nice and controlled. Rise up and round. Last one. Exhale. Inhale up. Let's take a twist towards the right. So the left hand is going to release to the top of that right thigh, and the right arm is going to extend all the way behind you with the palms spinning up. Now if this is too much on the shoulder and you feel really crunched, temp the fingertips down to the mat behind you. With every inhale, you're sitting up nice and tall, making space so that when you exhale, you can twist a little further into it. Keep the twist, but the right arm now comes up by your right ear. Lean over towards the left. Try not to let that right hip totally pop up. Keep it ground down so you feel all the length happening along the right side body, the right ribs, making space for the lungs and the breath. So come out of the side lean, face forward and drop that right hand to the opposite knee. So both hands are on the knees. Scoop the knees back as you tuck your chin. You might like to press each knee into the hand one at a time. That can give you more space in the upper back, or you just take some deep breaths here. Release by sitting forward. Let's sweep the arms up. Inhale. And then the fingertips are going to touch down in front of you. This is turning into a forward fold. What I want you to focus on is keeping the hips grounded and resist rounding. This is a shape we take all day long. So I want you to press the chest forward, sit up as tall as you can, and then you'll just walk your hands forward until you feel the stretch happening in the outer hip, or until you feel the hips pop up, or until you feel that back rounding. So you could definitely be pretty tall. Some bodies might be able to take it pretty low. I want you to be humble in your practice, figure out where you're working today, and take a few breaths here. Walk yourself back upright. So take a hold of the knees. You're going to bring them to center, straighten them out, and just give a bob through the knees, making some space in the legs. We're going to roll forward. Some bodies might be able to roll right over the shins and come forward. Others are going to sweep out towards the side and come through tabletop. So once you're in your tabletop, spread your fingers nice and wide. Feel the stretch happening between each digit. Untuck the toes, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Hug your belly button towards the spine. Keep all of this energy, press the mat away, but step back, high plank pose. So high plank pose, the hips are not too high, the hips are not too low, they're right in line with the rest of the body. Your high plank could also be knees grounded. Take another breath in here, press the mat away, and then let your hips go high to your first downward facing dog. I suggest taking about a half step in or so. So if you're new to yoga, downward facing dog can feel extremely difficult and a lot of a challenge. So what I want you to focus on is fingers spread nice and wide. The head is heavy and resting right between the arms, and your tailbone is lifted towards the ceiling. So if Al straightens his legs, he might find a little bit more rounding in his back here. That's not really what we're going for. You want your tailbone lifted straight towards the ceiling, finding that upside down V shape. Heels don't need to be touched down to the mat. A lot of bodies don't actually like that because the calf is a little bit too tight or the hamstrings. So have a bend in the knees to get the tailbone nice and high. Take a look forward, bend the knees deeper. This is your pounce pose. We're going to step the feet to touch at the top of the mat. So the toe mounts touching, a little separation through the heels, and then drop your chin for a fold. So again, knees can always bend in your fold, but then we're going to press the heart forward as we sweep up to standing. The arms are going to draw that big circle again, and then bring hands to heart center, exhale. With the feet still connected, drop the hips by bending into the knees just a bit and extend your arms, chair pose. In chair pose, the shoulders are dropping down your back. Arms are lifted. If again that becomes too much, bring hands to heart center. And you're going to draw the belly button in so the tailbone is down and the weight is in your heels. Take a couple more breaths, firing up the thighs. And then with your next exhale, let's fold. Palms come all the way down to the mat, knees can bend. Let's step back, find that plank pose. Take a breath in and exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, take a little half step forward. Take this dog for a walk, so bend into one knee and the other, getting a stretch behind the calves. You can also let the hips sway side to side, give the head a shake and a nod. And then drop the knees down to the mat, find your tabletop. So for space's sake here, we are going to turn towards the side of the mat. You don't have to. But you're going to take your right leg off the right side of your mat and then climb the hands up to your hips. Right foot is in line with your right knee. If you need more padding, feel free to fold your mat in half. Right hip in line with the left one. Inhale, the arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, hands heart center. One more, inhale, reach. And exhale, center. Inhale, extend up. This time that right hand is going to find that right leg, reach the left arm up, and then side lean over towards the right. Press both hips evenly forward. Try to get the whole surface of that right foot grounded, even the pinky side of the foot. Come back to center with the arms wide. Now the left hand is falling off the side of the mat. Left hand completely grounded, right arm up, and now let's let that arm fall behind you. So the palm is facing the ceiling, and then press the heel of the palm high and let the fingers drop down. Right arm up for a beat. And then reach over. So now a big stretch along the right side body. Right fingertips reaching, right foot grounded, hips pressing slightly forward. If you want to go for a little balance, and you don't have to, that right foot could hover off of the mat and really press strongly through that foot. Good. Come down. So you're going to climb your hands all the way to the top of the mat again. We are going to turn around. You don't have to unless you did. And return back to your tabletop. Take a moment to straighten that left leg back. Press that left heel down just to reset through that knee. And then right foot is going to meet, plank pose. Let's take it all the way down to your belly. And then untuck your toes. Bring your palms a little lower on the ribs, and we're going to work on the back strength. So the gaze will be down the whole time. Squeeze the elbows together at the back. You're not pushing yourself up, you're using back strength to peel the chest off of the mat. Inhale, exhale to release. Inhale, peel up, and exhale, down. One more, inhale up, but pause. Keep breathing, squeeze the elbows back, Palms may hover off of the back and feel all that strength. Palms down, forehead down for a minute, and then let's press up. Send the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. So options for your child's pose here is, you can see Al's knees are a little bit wider towards the edges of the mat. That's totally fine. It gives a little more space to the belly and the low back. He could also have the knees towards touch and sinking down. If you feel a little bit too much bend at the knees, the hips can stack a little bit higher. If you've got a pillow, you could hug a pillow underneath your body or even place it underneath the hips. Few breaths here. Let's make your way forward to tabletop. And then come to sit from here. So either crossing the ankles and rolling yourself back, or you sweep yourself one way and rock back. Come to that easy seat again, but this time you'll have whatever shin kind of normally comes in front. Rest the hands down, sit up nice and tall, close the eyes if you're comfortable with that, and take a few breaths. Notice how the body may have shifted from this very first pose we took. The breath may be a little quicker, the body a little warmer. Eyes can blink open with your next inhale. The arms find a big circle up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. This time, palms to touch, interlace, send the palms up overhead. Good. So reach, reach, reach. Let's press the hips forward, lift up and back. Take a couple breaths here, extending the spine. And then tuck and round, press the arms forward. We'll take a couple breaths here. Up through center. Twist to the left. Right hand drops to the left thigh. Left arm reaches behind you. If you're able to spin the palm up, take that. If you're dropping the fingertips down, take that. But try to soften the shoulder. So you're making space between the ear and that shoulder. And you've got shoulder, elbow, wrist all in line with each other. And if you have the fingertips on the ground, you're still resting that left shoulder down. Choose the pose you'd like. Then left arm comes up by that left ear, staying in the twist. Add the lean over towards the right. Come back up through to center, face forward, left hand crosses over the right one. Take a hold of the knees, draw them up and back, and tuck your chin. You can again move around here, kind of side to side, or find a nice center pose and just breathe there. Come forward again. The hands are going to sweep up overhead with the inhale. And then exhale all the way down. Let's find the mat. Keep a long spine as you walk forward, finding your forward fold. Make your way upright again. And we'll come through to tabletop, whether rolling or shifting the feet to the side. We'll step back plank pose again, 1 foot at a time. And you again, ground the knees if you'd like. Press the mat away from you, hug your belly button to the spine, take another breath in, and then hips high, down dog, exhale. Let's walk the hands backwards to the feet. Let the feet go a little wider, bend the knees pretty deeply, fold forward, take the elbows, ragdoll fold. So ragdoll, you can find movement. You're just draping your torso over the thighs. So it's a nice release. Shake the head out, move the jaw around. And then tent your fingertips down. Press them away so you get really long in the spine. Use your core to sweep up to standing. And then everything back to center. Bring the toe mounds towards touch as well. We'll take one standing balance, a tree pose. We'll go each side. So we're starting with the right leg. So hug that right knee in, and then you're opening the knee out towards the right. Locations are foot is on the inner thigh. That would be your highest position. It's rested in your calf, not on your knee. And if you're working on balance, then give a little kickstand. Palms can find heart center. Focus on that left standing foot. Press it down. And at the same time, press that right foot into left leg. If you would like to sweep the arms up overhead, you can grow a little taller in your tree pose. Hands back to center. Let's kick right leg forward, give it a little spin, and then just drop it back down to your mat. Pedal the feet. Other side. Left knee draws in. So it's a hip opener. We're opening the knee towards the side, landing the foot. Same location, just on the opposite leg, and palms at center. Before you advance any further, get the foundation down. Get the feet locked in. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, sweep the arms. If arms are reaching, soften, relax the shoulders. Hands back to heart, straighten left leg, give it a spin, land down, and a paddle out. Lock the toes in. Bring the palms to center, equal standing. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take a nice fold, and let's walk out downward facing dog. So once the palms are forward, the feet will separate to hips distance. Take a couple breaths in downward dog. And then drop your knees down. So we are once again going to spin to the side, but you don't have to. We're going to set the left leg off the side of your mat. Walk the hands up to your hips and then set the alignment. Foot is in line with bent knee, and try to lower that left hip so the right one comes up. You might need to adjust the distance. And then inhale, the arms sweep up. Let's take that left hand, left leg, reach that right arm up, and then a side lean over towards the left. Notice if you're tending to fold forward to get a deeper stretch. I want you to focus on opening your whole torso up towards the ceiling. Press that right shoulder a bit back. Hips are forward. Back up, 2 straight arms. Now that right hand is going to fall off the side of the mat. Ground that left foot down, left arm up, and then we're going to let it fall behind you. And then press the heel of the palm up so the fingers are facing down. a variation of a side angle pose, a kneeling variation. See if you can bring this right hip forward so both hips are squared to the front of the room or the front of your mat. And if you tried for the balance on the first side, you bring a lot of weight into that right hand and the left foot may hover. If you took it, drop it. Let's bring that left hand all the way back to the front of the mat. Right hand meets it. Come back to your tabletop, so we've got to spin around. Both knees behind you. Couple of cat-cow, so lower the belly, lift gaze and tailbone, inhale. And exhale, tuck and round, press the mat away. Inhale, pull the mat towards you. And exhale, press away. One more. Exhale. Come back to regular tabletop and step each foot back, plank pose. From plank pose, we're going to lower all the way down to the belly again, so try to take it nice and controlled. Untuck the toes. Bring the toenails towards touch, the big toes towards touch. The heels are a little bit splayed. Palms a little lower on your rib cage. And we'll take 3 more rounds of these baby cobras. Start by squeezing the elbows together. And then inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale up. We're holding this, but keep breathing. Squeeze the shoulders. You might hover the hands. Peel the chest a little higher. And then take the palms under your forehead. Rest the head down. Bend the knees and let the feet rock side to side. A little release to the low back. Let the legs go long, and we'll take one final child's pose to close out. Palms land back on the mat, push yourself up, let the hips sink down. If you prefer them stacked, stay stacked, and you can come down to your forearms, let the head be heavy. You might even walk the arms out a little bit more, and the forehead can come down. Good. Arms can extend forward. You could also release the shoulders by reaching the arms for the back wall. Make your way up to either a comfortable seated position or just kneeling, sitting back on the heels. So especially if you're brand new to yoga and you found this a little bit of a challenge, stick with it. Just like anything new that you're doing, especially with the body, it takes time to get used to the movement, to the breath, but give it some time, give it some practice. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your day, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later.